Welcome back, you guys. Can you believe it's been
forever?
Forever. We still haven't quite decided how long the actual break was.
I felt like it was 100 years.
Megan
felt so long.
thought that we hadn't seen you guys since May, but we didn't start till June.
Clearly I'm off on my timeline, but that's how much I missed
She
you all.
really missed you guys, honestly. But anyways, we are so unbelievably stoked to be back. This is Pretty Little Liars, the after show, here on the Stream.TV Fan Show Network. I'm your host, Sinead de Vries, and my Pretty Little Talkers and I have been dying to talk to you guys again. We are so excited to hash all things A after tonight's Pretty Little Liars winter premiere. Joining us this evening over here on my left.
Hi guys, Ashley Mova. Ugh, I missed this and this and this, and I'm so excited to talk about tonight's episode.
We got some new couches, guys.
I know.
In case you didn't notice.
And you said?
Yes, also over here.
Hello, everyone. I am Meghan Lamontagne. Yes, I missed you. I missed all of your pretty faces. And what an amazing episode to kick off like 5B. Like, I'm so freaking stoked.
5B.
Is that what it is? 5B?
I know, yeah.
5B.
Let's
Do it.
Yay! Yes, we are so excited to see what this season is going to show us. And also joining us,
Hi, guys. I'm Stephanie Gray, and the holidays are not over because PLL Day should be declared a national holiday. I saw so many tweets that were like, skipping school today, called sick for work, and I'm like, well, obviously the government should just accept what already is.
I agree with you. That is, yes. I would have skipped school. They had a marathon on all day.
I know.
Hello.
Everyone marathon.
I love it.
yeah, but we don't actually encourage you skipping.
Don't skip school, guys.
Stay in school, kids.
School is cool.
Stay in school.
But I mean, if you want to stay up late to watch Pretty Little Liars, the after show, we're all for that. All about that.
Yes.
Yes.
All about
right.
that.
Well, we have to get into this episode because a lot has happened and we have a lot to catch up on. So first things first, Ali is arrested for the murder of Mona Vanderwall.
Yeah.
Yes, but no. I mean, clearly, guys, Allison did not kill Mona.
Whatever.
Let's
You
just
guys-
throw it out there. Allison did not kill Mona. She didn't kill Bethany Young either. I mean, I'm not saying the girl's freaking innocent, but she's not the killer.
Allie's still a bitch, but she is not a killer.
Right.
No.
Preach.
I'm gonna have to disagree,
Preach.
guys. I'm gonna have to disagree. I still think Allie was the killer all along. I still think so.
Oh,
I feel
come
bad.
on.
I used to be on. I just totally jumped ship right now. I used to be
Whatever,
on
3
Love
against
is-
1.
It's now 3 against 1 because I also now think that it is not Allie because it's way too obvious and we know how it goes with that. And I'm starting to think, did Mona frame her own death for real? Because they keep mentioning stuff like that. Anyway, we're gonna get
You know
into
what
it.
just crossed my mind?
Yeah.
What if Allie and her brother are like the A team?
It
What
could
if
be.
Jason and Allie
They're working together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought of that because Jason's been, sketchy throughout this entire season or seasons that we've known of his existence as a character. And I don't believe that all of a sudden he's just throwing Allison under the bus. And I think you might be onto something. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, either you're right. Like, it is hard for me to believe that Jason all of a sudden would just turn his back like that, but maybe he's also really starting to doubt his sister's innocence. But, I mean, I'm not going to change my mind, you guys. Allie did not kill. Allie did not
Yes, she
kill
did.
Mona.
Oh my gosh, yes, she
Mova.
did, guys.
No, she
even Aria
didn't.
knows so. Even Aria knows so.
You guys, Allie did not kill Mona. There's no way. But you know what? You're saying, talking about Mona framing her own death, but we all saw Mona
The
being
body.
attacked on tape.
But I think that could be something. What if Mona just was acting with someone with a blonde
Right.
wig?
And why
What if they
would she have?
pre-recorded it?
Yeah. Why would she have cameras in there?
Oh, we saw
Exactly.
her body. We saw her body.
We
I know
saw
that.
her
We
body.
did. We saw
body.
her body in the trunk.
We did see
but
her
now
body.
no
I
one
keep-
else has.
I mean, it could have not been her body.
It could have been a dummy.
Think about the
It could have
doll.
been a
Oh,
dummy.
hey,
A
what
doll.
if, let's say Mona is A, and A is really good at dolls and making
Yeah.
dolls of people. What if it was actually a Mona doll that Mona made of herself?
And I mean, and it's true in the sense that, like, this whole doll thing, it just keeps coming up. Like, there's
Yeah.
dolls throughout all of Pretty Little Liars. We're supposed to believe that A is connected to dolls, and, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
always been dolls or, like, Barbies
That's true.
or
But Mona
trolls.
is definitely dead. There's no dolls.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah,
Mona
I
is
kinda-
dead,
Yeah.
but could
Agree
she
to
have
disagree.
maybe pre-planned a few things, maybe the camera, something?
It's possible.
Maybe.
But I mean, Allie gets arrested point blank. Whether she's innocent or not, bitch is in jail. But she leaves by warning all of the liars, like, you guys are all next. And I feel like now.
I love that scene because they're all like throwing her to the police.
Yeah, she tries to run away, and they're like, no.
They're like,
They might
you
as well
will
have
stay.
grabbed hands and formed like a
know,
physical
right?
barrier and been like,
Seriously.
thou shalt not pass.
Can we all
Seriously.
just agree for a hot second that we all kind of love Detective Bad Perm in that scene? Did we
yeah.
not?
Oh, yeah.
Did we not? Okay.
Yeah, the way that she said Mona's last name, she was like, you are being arrested for the murder of Mona Vanderwall. Did you see that? It was
last
like
name,
such
too.
a.
Sinead, that was amazing. That was really good. I really loved that.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, Detective Bad Perm, as soon as she walked on screen, I was like, ugh, but she was awesome in this episode.
Yeah.
And I think what's really exciting about this whole season, just point blank, this first episode, everything is just changing gears. We have Detective Bad Perm and Holbrook on the side of the liars, and now everyone's against Allison, and everything's like flip-flopping, and I love it.
Maybe Holbrook though, but I thought he
Maybe
was making
Holbrook,
out with
that's true.
Allie, and now
Yeah.
he might have
Oh, yeah,
jumped
you're right, you're right, you're right.
ships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holbrook is the only one that we didn't really see in this episode. I mean, I was expecting almost everybody to come back since
Right.
it is the first, episode back, and we're getting reintroduced to everybody, all those minor characters. Speaking of, Mrs. Grunwald is back and extra freaking creepy, like predicting the future and
Gee over
talking
here.
to the dead and making petals fall off of flowers, and she is so creepy.
What was that little stuffed animal's name?
But Bungie,
Little Bungie. Bungie, baby.
Bungie.
And then her deep voice, this.
It's a budget.
Yeah, she's
Nobody
got the,
puts
honestly,
anything
like,
aside.
she is one of the creepier characters on PLL, even though I feel like she's a good character. Like, she's nice and sweet, but, like, she gives me the willies.
And she know. Yeah, go.
You go.
She knows what's up, you guys.
She knows
with
what's up.
Allie, who she was like, I actually feel I feel your pain or something.
Yes.
Like she obviously doesn't think Allie murdered Mona if
So
she's
she
saying that.
did that with the dog, and we ended up finding out, and that's what I'm saying. Mona we know she's dead because of Mrs. Grunwald's, psychic abilities with the dog, saying she's in a cold, dark place with insects. So like, poor Mona is just chilling in the ground somewhere.
That was horrifying.
bad.
She's like, she's sad and she's depressed and she
She's
can't pass.
having
She's
trouble
surrounded
passing.
by darkness and cold and insects, and her body is rotting. Like, she didn't actually say that last
Do you
part,
guys
but
actually, I don't know why I get this feeling that Grunwald is related to one of them. I
Yeah,
don't know
a lot of people
why
do.
I get that weird feeling, especially maybe Allie. And they keep getting a close up on her eye or something, as if her eye is supposed to resemble someone else's eye or something.
She has
those-
beautiful eyes.
I was
She
just
does
gonna
have
say, are
beautiful
those
eyes.
contact
No,
lenses?
those are real.
They're
Those
real.
are-
They're her
those
real
are
life
good.
eyes.
you know what? That's a really good point,
Yeah.
Mova, because a lot of people have been thinking that on Twitter too. I got a couple just while we were watching, but people were saying like, what if Mrs. Grunwald and Mrs. D are related, like
Oh,
mother
they
and
look
daughter?
kind of related.
And a lot of people say they look alike, but
look
yeah,
related.
she's you know what? I will put my money on that. I say that Mrs. Grunwald is related
link.
to
There's something
somebody
there.
in Rosewood.
Yeah.
And then what did I'm just gonna call her Mrs. G. What did Mrs. G say?
Mrs. G.
Megan's like, nah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth even trying to say that name.
It ain't worth it. But she said something to Hannah. She said, what did she say? Mona and Allison feared each other because they both knew something.
Yeah, they hated each other because each one knew something about each other.
Right.
And do we really know what that one thing is?
No, and we want to know.
From either of them, do we actually know what either of those secrets are?
no.
That
think
is
we do.
definitely going to be a huge thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then Mrs. G reaching out for Allison's arm, saying, you're in my prayers and my blessings. So that said to me that Allison is a victim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meh.
No.
Meh.
Nah.
It's really hard for a lot of people to see Allison as a victim, but in this case, she is the victim of being framed.
Yes.
That is my
Especially-
groundbreaking.
Well, she literally,
What goes around comes
she
around.
literally is being framed though, because they were going with Allie's hairs from the brush and like implanting them.
Yeah, they were like
into the
perfectly
area.
prepared to like actually frame her, even
Yeah.
though they believed her.
But the weird thing is that Allie said to her brother, to Jason, she said, I'm being framed by the other four liars, but she didn't know that they were actually framing her. So that was a
Right.
lie.
That was before
sketchy.
that happened.
Yeah,
Was she
and she didn't
psychic?
know that they were framing her.
Oh, she's related to Mrs.
grandma.
It's her grandma.
Yeah,
Got those
or yeah,
connections.
somebody
Got
has said
connections.
something to her. Somebody has made it known to Allie that she was about to be set up. Speaking of creepy, Aria's attacked by A. Yeah, A is returned in this episode, and she's stapled to the wall. That's not funny.
It's not, but it was so dramatic and out of left field. Like, usually when you see A, things aren't really successful because then obviously someone has to die and it's a big deal. Like, A almost stapled her booty onto the wall. Like, that was
Okay,
super
seriously,
creepy.
take it from somebody that has like chronic claustrophobia. I would die.
Yeah.
Absolutely die.
How did she get out of that again?
She just ripped it off of her.
now
kind of pulled it down.
I mean, it was kind of anticlimactic. What is
Totally
it?
anticlimactic. I know.
Anticlimactic.
It was kind of lame because she ended up just pulling the bag right off of her. I was
know.
like, oh. But A did take Mrs. D's computer.
She took his computer.
Yeah, because I think that's why A was there. Not necessarily to attack Aria, but to get Mrs. D's computer back, which Caleb had given Aria.
A is probably like so fed up with like trying to go get things and always finding the liars there. He's probably like, oh,
But why did A
You
have
again.
Right.
Mike's phone?
That's what I don't
Because
know.
Mike wasn't
That's a good
dead or
question.
anything. I thought
No.
that was like signaling, oh my gosh, Mike's hurt, Mike's dead, Mike's something.
And then when Mike-
he's fine.
And
Yeah,
then when
like,
Mike
what?
walked in and talked
Find
to
my phone.
Aria, oh, thanks, you found my phone. Like,
Just
maybe
random.
he knows something.
Mike, okay, we should get, like, Mike knows a lot. And I think that it's got to play out.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of Mike, him and all of Rosewood were really emotional in this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody was crying. I teared up a little bit when Aria walked away from Mike finally in the living room, and you could hear him sobbing.
So cool.
No, it was like so much more than a sob. It was like a heart-wrenching cry.
The caption on the TV said he was
He said
sobbing.
Mike
Okay,
Meg.
sobbing.
Yeah,
All right,
it wasn't
but
sobbing.
It was really emotional, really
was.
sad. But I'm really excited that Mike is back.
I'm really excited that he's sad.
Oh no, I'm not excited he's sad. But he had a weird like Jimmy Neutron thing going on.
Yeah.
Mike is back, and I didn't even recognize him for like the first 5 minutes. Like,
hair is
who's that guy?
He's
And then
like
we're like, oh, it's
becoming his
Ella
own. He's coming into his own. He's like manning up a little bit. But no, I am actually, like, this sounds weird and twisted, but I am happy that he was sad because Mike has been kind of like a D-bag this entire freaking season. I've hated him.
Yeah, he has been. And he was talking to, when he's talking to Aria, he was saying, oh, you girls don't even know her. And it's like, they kind of do know Mona. What does he know that, like, the rest of us don't know about
Right.
Mona?
Yeah, no, that's
But
a good point.
I want to know.
I don't know, you guys. Like, I believe that he was upset, but didn't you guys find it interesting that Ezra, like, he was like, I'll talk to him. Then he was like, you don't seem like you're upset that your girlfriend's dead, dude. Like, what are you hiding? And I feel like it's easy to kind of see where that comes from. He doesn't seem that upset. Like, I know he's like a guy and kind of like rebellious, and maybe doesn't want to let people see his like real emotions. But I mean, his girlfriend supposedly like way more than the nicest person ever, like he said, is dead. Somebody killed his girlfriend, and he's kind of acting like, I don't know.
He's
like,
always
left.
had weird emotions, though. He's never been one for really, expressing himself. And then he's like MIA, so I don't really know what to make of it. But I agree with you. It's weird. It's definitely weird. But I thought it was super weird when Ezra was grilling him. And I love Ezra. But I've always still been a little bit suspicious of what he knows.
Ever since we saw like the computer land underneath the floorboards,
I just think that's super
it's
creepy. Whether he was
weird.
writing a book or not, like I get doing your research, but
It's
Okay.
a bit
Yeah,
much.
Ezra's
little
got like
awkward.
straight up like Dexter's laboratory down there. Like,
Yeah.
it is a little bit hard to trust him.
I mean, he's
I
having
still
a
love
relationship with a minor, so I mean, that
So?
says a lot about his personality right there.
Sinead's like,
Well, I mean, like, if you were Aria, come on.
I mean,
If Holbrook was teaching that class,
Holbrook is
Nova-
a different story.
Yeah, Holbrook is a different story.
Speaking of emotions, this one was really hard for Mova, okay? But
oh my gosh.
Paley is no more.
You know, we didn't see her actually get on the plane. So
She
there's
is gone,
There's
Ashley.
still hope. I don't believe it.
She threw in the towel too. I was surprised. Emily was like, "You guys, like, Allie's in jail. We can do it. It's fine." And then Paley's like, "No, I'm done. Bye."
That was interesting though, because I thought this whole time that not Paley. Paige. Wow. Now all I think is Paley. Paige didn't want to go. That she's in love with Emily and she wants to stay. But then she was like, basically like, I want to do it for my parents and because I want to live my life and be safe. And then everyone else was like, yeah, imagine we could be free of A and live normal lives, AKA college.
Right.
Predictions?
But
Yeah.
are her parents going with her?
I know, why the heck
Do
are
her parents exist?
dating? I
Like,
don't
let's be
understand.
real. Do any of their parents exist? Like, why weren't they at the airport? I don't know. I don't know. That whole scene was just annoying to me. But the entire, I'm like, bye, we're done. No, I'm sorry.
She's staying,
Sorry,
so
I'm
whatever.
sorry,
It doesn't
I'm
even matter. We'll see her next week.
We will. We'll see her back, I'm sure.
Who's going to be Emily's next little GF there?
I don't know.
I bet you as soon as Emily moves on, Paige is gonna pop up again and be like, why aren't you with me? She's like, you moved to California.
On the front porch.
Speaking
Got
of
my Chinese food.
yeah, forgot my Chinese food for real. Speaking of people coming back, the episode ends with the question of why the hell is Allison in jail if A is really alive and well and happening and throwing fireworks in the air.
On Ashley's behalf, on Mova's behalf, Allie could have a bunch of people working for her as A, and just because Allie herself is physically in jail does not mean there can't be a million minions setting off fireworks.
And we did see,
Literally.
that A in the sky, but when you're looking for something and you constantly find it everywhere, it might have not been an A, they're just kind of making it into the A shape.
It wasn't
A. What else, guys?
It was an A, and then the shower of fireworks that
almost
landed on
killed
them
them.
is kind of a
was an
good
accident.
indication.
It was not an accident.
Happens like every 4th of July if you watch the news.
But I mean, I'm really excited to see what you guys have to say. You guys can tweet in using the hashtag PLLAS. And if you're on YouTube watching us right now, subscribe to the Stream.tv's network on, just subscribe to the Stream.tv on YouTube too, so you guys can join in on the live conversation happening right now. And we will be right back to answer some of your questions.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
So this is dancing. So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
The more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it. You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the Stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
All right, we're back, and we want to first and foremost say thank you so much to everyone who is on YouTube right now, putting in your info and all your secrets and all your spoilers. You guys happen to know so much, and it's so cool to hear from all of you. And we want to shout out a couple people that are online right now, so let's shout out Melissa Sings, Lizzie Jackson, McKenna Reel, Tiago Silver, Forever Johnny Boy, Christian Stolaki, Morgan Wiggins, Marissa Campbell, Brianna Galindo, Trey Austin, Ashday Aquino, Hanny Saab, Elston Merch, Rockstar 1671, Megan Hughes, Abby B, Run Escape 789, Rafaela Condonato, and L. Nickel.
That's amazing.
Dang.
Thank you guys.
so
Yeah.
much. Trey Austin sounds like a famous name.
Okay.
Like
Trey Austin.
Trey Austin.
That's a familiar name wherever you are. Hey.
Hey,
But yeah, thank you guys so much. We really
you
appreciate
guys.
it. And also thank you so much for sending in your questions. I'm looking down. We have so many good ones, so let's get started. The first one comes from @WriterGirl47. She says that now that Cece's back, do you think we can expect Melissa to return? They seem to go hand in hand, especially since we know they were both at the DiLaurentis house the night that Allie disappeared.
That's a good point. Like,
Yeah,
where
that
is
is a good
Melissa
point.
needs to come back. I really
Cece
like
wasn't back
Melissa.
this episode either, though, you guys. I mean, I was really
Yeah.
expecting Cece to be back, considering that the last time we saw her, her and Allie were like gallivanting, leaving the party.
Right.
I mean, like she is like the biggest mystery on PLL. Bring
I do
that
think
girl back.
Melissa will come back. I did see a preview on the Hallmark Channel that she's in like a new movie. So I think that she'll come back because she probably pieced out for a minute to film that, and now she'll come back. So. What is the Hallmark Channel?
Entertainment news.
I didn't actually think that people watched the Hallmark Channel.
Girl,
It sounds good. Like,
They have some
sounds
great
good.
Christmas movies. Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm just kidding, Megan. I'm totally kidding. I've done Lifetime movie marathons like
Oh my gosh.
every Sunday
Let's
since
not
I was
even
in
get started.
All right, the next question comes from @PLLIS fan page. Did we ever find out what happened to Tippy the bird?
No.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh
That
my
was like
gosh.
a
Oh my
Mrs. Grunwald
gosh.
connection too.
Yeah.
And speaking of animals that went missing, where the hell is Pepe? I will never let that go.
The poor
R.I.P.
dog.
Pepe. I feel like.
R.I.P. Pepe.
I mean, like, if he's not dead, in that this whole situation, like, he's first on the dead list. Like, he's gonna be like peacing out soon.
Dude, I don't know. These dogs and birds and rats and whatever, all these animals that are somehow connected to this story that like make a creepy appearance and then leave. This is like why I hate
They're, like,
animals.
featured
I don't hate
characters
animals. Oh
once
my god, I
in a
didn't say
while.
that.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't hate animals, I promise. They creep me out when they're connected
You
to like
have a
murder.
cute dog. She
Yeah,
does not
she's
hate
like a
animals.
cute
She is an
little
adorable dog. A chihuahua.
She's aight. Moving on, @Fluff Records asks, Mr. Hastings first wanted to help Toby figure out how his mom passed away, but then he discovered Radley was trying to cover up for a patient. Does this mean that Bethany Young pushed Toby's mom out of the window, and how does this connect to Bethany's drawing?
You know, that's a little sketchy point because Spencer's dad not wanting to help anymore almost seems like he found some information that he doesn't want other people to find out, so he just stopped.
And we could easily say that if Bethany is related somehow, then maybe Mr. Hastings is related to Bethany, and
like
then maybe
connected
that's
her.
why he was trying to cover it up, because maybe Bethany really did push Toby's mom out of the window, and that's why she drew that picture, and she actually was psycho, and Mr. Hastings doesn't want her to, like, his own family to go under for it.
We
knows?
know Mr. Hastings doesn't like Bethany because of that flashback in the Christmas episode when Mrs. D was like,
Right.
"Don't tell Daddy that I bought a little dress for Bethany." So we know that there's some bad blood
Didn't
there.
you also think it was weird? This is like totally kind of off topic, but on topic. Remember when Jason in this episode said, Dad kept like, you have 3 baby photo albums and only one of me. But I thought it was weird because I'm thinking, not all of them I think are Allison.
Right, yeah. That's such
Oh,
a
yeah. I caught that. I was like,
yeah, no, absolutely. And that
Yeah.
is so smart to think of that, because legit, if there's 2 people, you need extra baby books because there's more pictures.
Exactly.
Hey, okay. This question came from YouTube just now, from Massimo Porino, and he says, "What do you guys think about the scene when they show how A was killing Mona? Too hard for me to watch."
It was a little disturbing, to be honest with you, because Pretty Little Liars goes there, but they've never really gone there. So that's why I'm sort of resting my thoughts thinking maybe Mona did plan that part. Maybe she planned the tape. That may have been all fixed because it was really awkward to watch. I agree with you.
She wrote that letter, first of all, to Hannah saying that she knew she was going to die. So it makes sense if she knew she was going to die, why she would set up cameras, because she knew that the person who's going to kill her was going to be on tape then. But I felt like, is it weird though that Mona in all of this, like, she seems like, okay, I know this sounds weird because we're supposed to like feel bad and stuff, but you know how the Mike said something along the lines of like, she wasn't sweet, blah, blah, blah. I just still seem to think that the Mike and Mona stuff is leading us to supposedly believe that Mona still set all of that up, and we didn't see the blood in that video.
So
and so it could have been
herself.
No,
or?
it just
no,
seems
it just
too
seems like
perfect.
the video. Yeah, the video was no blood, first of all, which seems super bizarre considering.
You don't really
How would you not see the blood?
fight did seem
You
a little
don't
bit fake.
see
It was like
Mona or A's face. You don't see that at all.
Yeah, you don't see A's face.
So we don't really even know if that was Mona. It could just been 2 people. It could have been Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the twins, pretending. You know, there's just so many different ways that we go about this. But it's I did think it was a little gruesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that if we are believing that that was real, it's hard to watch anybody that we've known for 5 years go through that. And it's scary. But I think that also, you said Tweedledee and Tweedledum, you're talking about the twins. There are a lot of people that we have yet to see. Like, there are a lot of people that still have to come back. And I mean, who knows what all of these people that kind of just like left the show, what their secrets are and what their contributions to the show and the plot and everything. I mean, this season I think is going to be absolutely revealing.
It will.
Absolutely. I mean, I say this season like it's a new season. Can you believe this is still season 5?
I know.
I read something, and this is all rumors because I didn't really check the source, but I just read that Marlene revealed that A will be revealed in the premiere of season 6.
Oh, I read that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
Well,
read that?
where
I
did
think
we
someone
read that?
tweeted it
Yeah,
to us.
somebody tweeted to us. They were saying, because Marlene said 2015,
Right.
but then she also said season 6. Now, we as Pretty Little Liars viewers know that season 6 is not going to end this year. I mean, it's not going to end. Season 6 might start this year, but it's not going to end. So then people were saying that either it's going to happen during the premiere, in the middle of the season, or during the mid-season finale. And I actually had gotten a question.
You think it's a finale?
Yeah, I got a question from somebody. I think it was, man, I'm sorry. I'll look you up later. But somebody had asked how I would feel about them revealing not during a finale, and they almost said it was like so rude to even think that Pretty Little Liars would reveal
In just a random episode?
in a random episode.
Yeah, no.
To be a
That's not
finale.
okay.
That sounds great. Like, I just leave you on this cliffhanger, and then they're gonna come back, and you're so excited. That
Yeah.
sounds so good.
Yeah, I feel
Can
like
you imitate that again, though?
yeah, I feel like at this point we're all starting to feel like we're really kind of close, and I mean, I really hope that they don't snatch it away from us again like they have for the past 5 years. But I feel like we're really close. One more question that kind of goes with that. At Heather2392 says, who at the moment is your top A suspect?
I will stick by Allie, regardless of, and now kind of a little bit of like an Allie Jason combination situation kind of thing.
Revelation.
Revelation. Hey. But I'm gonna stick by Allie.
Okay.
Oh God. I don't even know. Like, it literally changes by the day. But I just can't get over the whole Cece, Bethany, and Allison triangle. The fact that they were all wearing the same outfit on the night that Bethany was murdered. Someone in that little triangle knows something, or I'm sticking with that direction for right now.
I don't know. I honestly think that the only way for them to end this show, if I think of this from like a technical aspect, the only way for them to end this show and to really deliver all like a groundbreaking revelation after 5 years or 6 or 7 or however long this goes is for it to be one of the liars.
I know, I've been thinking that too. Okay, this is a little bit of a biased opinion. I saw another tweet that Marlene posted, and it's Allie looking in a mirror at Bethany saying like something along the lines of like, we're all grown up or something like that. So it makes me think, what if it has been Allie this whole time, but she really does have a split personality? And so when we're seeing her be like scared of A, it's because she literally is A.
I would love
and
that.
is scared of A, but she's
That
also
would be-
A.
I love that.
That would be a good
That's
story.
been my latest, I don't know. I'll probably switch it next week.
I mean, I'm just so grateful that we can all like go online and like see all these theories, knowing that there is one correct theory in the world.
I know.
It's really exciting to see what you guys are coming up with. And as a reminder, you can always get online on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, everything, and just weigh in. Tell us your opinions with the hashtag PLLAS. A couple more shout outs really quick from YouTube at Cena A Beauty XO, Riley Schott, and Kimberly YOLO from YOLO. From Twitter at PLL_fandoms_ at always_PLL_fan. Also, thank you for all your edits over the break. That was awesome. On Instagram at Liars Until Death. And also on Twitter, and really quick, happy anniversary to you and your husband. She said she can't watch tonight because she's celebrating her anniversary with her hubby, but that is at Britt McCullough. Thank you so much, guys. Like, this was the best way to bring this show back, start out the year with a bang. We cannot wait until next week. And we're not going anywhere this time, so
excited.
So exciting.
We will see you next week.
Yes. All right, guys. All right, wait. Yeah, we have to
Here we
do
go.
it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.